Hey Gabe, thanks for talking to us.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, for those people that may be not familiar with the Puzzled Co., tell us a little bit about it and what kind of puzzles do you make?
All right, first of all, I think what makes us unique, well, there are other puzzle companies that have, family duos, but this is with me and my dad. My dad actually started the Puzzled Co. in 1977 when he was a hippie school teacher in Austin. And he had kindergartners, and he started making puzzles. There were a few students in his class and other um, classrooms that didn't have, it was like the beginning where the wood puzzles with the little knobs were starting to happen.
Yeah.
And so he sort of got on that trend and was hand cutting his own puzzles. And then he noticed that there were really no puzzles for people who are visually impaired and kids. So he was actually maybe arguably the first person in like ever, like we haven't done the real deep research, but to put braille on puzzles for kids.
Mhm.
That was a big deal for him, and that's like just a precursor to where we're at now. I tell the story. It's funny because they actually stopped the company in like 1980 when I was born, and so because they moved to Dallas, and then his career went on a totally different path doing production, and then it ended up in this water jet design area. So all this to say that in the pandemic, my dad came back to me and said, "Hey, you've moved on from your art museum work. Do you want to kick up the Puzzle Co with me again?" And I thought, well, I kind of owe you, Dad, because I was born right at the time I kind of tanked your company. You had other priorities that were happening with that, and I'm grateful for that. So we kind of make that joke a lot. But so we started the company in 2020 because a dear friend of ours said, puzzles are a deal and they're coming back and everyone's playing with them. And you all have the capability of cutting your puzzles with water. And so you could actually make a product that's really highly sanitizable that you can easily sanitize, which was at the moment like a really nice option for us. Um, I know you guys also spend a lot of time caring for your puzzles and you started at the same time. So this idea of like making sure that the puzzles are clean was like kind of a bit of a new thing for the puzzle industry, I
Yeah.
suppose, in a very different way. So what makes us unique is we sort of started from this wood hand cut puzzle land, and now we use a water jet machine to cut our puzzles. This is a machine that has a nozzle and it kind of goes like this. You put a file in, a CAD file, and it reads the file and it just, it does its thing. What's really cool about it is it doesn't know a right angle from a curve, right? Because it's a machine. So we can get very precise cuts and shapes, and um, hopefully one day we'll continue to develop whimsies because I think we could probably do whimsies in the craziest way. So that's what it's about, 50,000 psi stream of water. So that means it's essentially this sort of like one hair.
Wow.
It's a whisper, but it is so powerful. 50,000 psi. That's like your pressure washer that you do on your driveway is like nothing. This will cut your arm like straight off if you get near it. It is so powerful. The joke that we made about production is that we've actually had to use like a dull water jet head to cut our puzzles. Otherwise, they would be so tight and
Yeah.
precise that you would never be able to break them down. So, one of the biggest lessons we learned about how to make puzzles out of PVC, how to make puzzles using water jet technology is that they need to have enough space in between to actually come apart. So we started off by really just cutting these puzzles. We were actually having them printed somewhere else. We have worked with many other companies to produce their puzzles. Early on, we partnered with Puzzles of Color, which was really fun, another family biz, to sort of help them start their puzzle making process. And then ultimately, they've grown, and it's amazing to see the awesome things they've done. So then, about, oh gosh, it's almost been two and a half, 3 years, I guess. Yeah, 3 years. We got a tactile printer. So now we do full production in Dallas, Texas, which is where our company is. I live in Austin.
Mhm.
Um, and so we do everything in house. We buy our PVC from someone who is right down the street from us. We print everything in house. We do all of our design in house. And I have been leading the way as the art director and also making a lot of artworks myself for fun. And then we do collaborate with other artists who come in and do sort of art editions and special projects. That is the heart of the business. And then we go off in lots of directions. So let's see, did I answer that part of the who?
Yeah, that was a really
Okay.
great overview.
The who is we are small but mighty.
Yes. So it's you and your dad.
Yes.
And talk to me a little bit more about kind of, because you mentioned that it kind of started with him trying to put braille or make puzzles for the visually impaired, and you mentioned the
Yeah.
tactile puzzles. So can you tell us a little bit more about that line and how you create those?
Yeah. So well, first I have to give a shout out to Brian and completing the puzzle because we met at this at was it Jonathan Clough's speed puzzling competition in like was it Fort Worth or something like
Okay.
that, and it was in this pretty hilarious like veterans hall, and Brian and I are there and we're chatting, and he is wonderful and generous with his contacts, and he's just such a person. He really changed my life and our business by introducing us actually to American Printing House for the Blind. He
Hmm.
said to us, "Oh, I actually have a friend on the board, and they're thinking about making some tactile puzzles. Like maybe you guys would be a good fit." Just generously passing us along, and that is just so special because it's an incredibly important to our business and has informed the direction it's gone in. Because when we started, like we were trying to figure out who we were.
Hmm.
We can make amazing puzzles. Our artwork is gorgeous. They are, pricey because they're PVC. They're cut specifically. We print and make everything in the United States, and it's small runs. We don't make we don't print like 40,000 at a time. We're printing like 10. So we were trying to figure out, okay, are we a whimsy people? Are we wood? Because we can cut wood too, and magnet. We actually have PVC, magnetic puzzles, wood puzzles, and sort of these tactile puzzle category. So we can do all these things, but who are we? This partnership with American Printing House for the Blind has really pushed us in the direction of really being, I think, unique than any other company. I'm trying to think about, do you know of another company that does tactile puzzles?
I'm not familiar, no.
Yeah, I really think we do hold some like world like records here for some of the things we do, and that's been exciting. It's taken us a while to develop them, to prototype and to actually like. It's not just printing and cutting a puzzle and all that stuff. It's much more complicated to produce our puzzles. So we now well, like right around when we met Brian, we were starting to make these tactile puzzles with the intent that everyone could use them, but that like everybody wants to touch things. um, so the puzzles for everybody, big B body, is really at the heart of what we do and what we care, I guess, the most about in terms of like our personal mission. But it sort of launched us into this awesome new area of puzzle design. Um, so we have two types of puzzles that we make. One are tactile, and they're on our website. But I do have an education puzzle that this is breaking news. No
Ooh,
one in the
exclusive.
whole universe has seen this puzzle design yet. Although I don't think I can find a matching piece, but we'll just, for the
That's
sake of
okay. Yeah.
looking at stuff. Um, Okay, so the puzzle piece. This is a pretty good example of like the types of things we've learned about when you create puzzles for people who are visually impaired, or really for
Hmm.
everybody. So our goal is like, doesn't matter who you are, can you sit down with one of our puzzles in hopefully a mixed group of people? Maybe
Hmm.
someone's colorblind, maybe someone's got low vision, maybe someone just wears glasses, maybe someone is fully sighted, maybe someone's fully blind. Like, how can we make a puzzle that everyone can enjoy? Because we know that puzzling is awesome solo. It is good for our brains, it's good for our hearts, and it brings down our blood pressure and all sorts of amazing things, helps the mind keep fresh in our older years. But puzzling together, that Christmas puzzle vibe, that sit around with friends, that puzzle night, we would like for people also who are visually impaired to be able to experience the joy of puzzling, like holistically, sitting down with friends. If you're 20, 30, whatever, having a beer, having a puzzle night. And I'm telling you, these don't exist for this community, first of all. So I spent a lot of time over the last few years going to conferences, but also like meeting people who are just, our age, just out living their lives, who are just happen to be blind. And, nobody makes anything for them. If you go on to Disney and you look at like braille, like just hit braille on Disney Store, 0 items, 0 items come up. So by working with American Printing House for the Blind, which has been creating things for over like 180 years or something like that, it's bananas. They're also opening a museum, which is really cool. So we've learned about the types of things that make a good puzzle. So I'll quickly tell you about what makes a good puzzle for everybody.
Yeah.
But especially visually impaired people. Black PVC, helpful. Black is a helpful contrast. We think at first white. Yeah, that makes sense. White has the most contrast. No. To us, yes, but not to somebody who's visually impaired. So now we've started to convert. This is very recent. This is a math game. So it comes with like, it's a fives and nines math game. So it's teaching you how to do the fives and nines concept of like adding and subtracting and multiplying using fives, like 5, 10, whatever. And so you start, it's actually a long puzzle. So you start by actually doing 1 through 17 columnally. Then you attach the rest of the equation. So this is like 13, there's 135. Anyway, important thing about designing for people who are visually impaired. You need a braille indicator, a tactile, my nails are terrible, a tactile indicator right here. Every puzzle piece is going to have this like tactile like line. I don't know. You can see that it's raised. That shows the person, and now actually this is a good view because you can see how the tactile print sits up from the puzzle. It tells you that this is a tactile puzzle and hey, braille is coming.
Okay.
It's a standard ADA thing and very interesting, and it helps with just general orientation. If you can't see, how do you know which way the puzzle piece goes besides feeling for the shape of it? Now, we have puzzlers in our community that fully assemble puzzles blind, no tactile printing, nothing, just by the shape of the piece. And I've met with some of them and it's awesome as hell. This one, the tactile wavy line that happens is an indicator of the horizontal orientation of the puzzle piece.
Okay.
So it doesn't go this way, it goes this way.
Gotcha.
This is we call this large print. Large print is, I think it's like 12 to 13 point font. There's specific types of fonts that you're supposed to use, and this is not tactile. This braille is tactile, and it's spelling out the word 13. This braille, in order to create this puzzle, first we cut the shape, the black PVC shape on the water jet machine. Does its thing. I think this one's a pretty good example. Look how pretty and funky. Even though it looks like a simple ribbon cut, you can see, oh, there's my face. You can see how it kind of like jigs up right here.
Yep.
So there's plenty of fun. Additionally, each piece has unique fittings so that a person cannot, you've got to get the right fitting. If you don't get the right fitting, you don't have the right answer, you don't get the right fitting. So it's self-reinforcing. It means that all of our puzzles are also going to give people the opportunity to play by themselves, but also work with others in a learning environment, because we have these tactile art puzzles that the majority of our business with APH is K through 12 educational
Mm.
puzzles, both in what's called braille literacy. So this is considered a braille literacy item. You're learning to read braille and also
Mm.
math. It's like hybrid. Um, what we learned, so what we have to do is we cut first, then a clear layer of ink is added to the puzzle piece to create the texture.
Okay.
Actually, it's 16 layers of clear ink. So the printer goes pass,
Wow.
pass, pass,
Uh-huh.
pass, pass, 16 layers of clear ink. Then at the very end, that's where we get the color. The color
Okay.
is like the last couple of swipes. It's done. What's awesome about the printer and this puzzle piece is like very durable. They are waterproof. They actually, here, I was going to do this, but might as well just do it now. Waterproof. This really freaks puzzle people out. Like, oh.
Right.
So if you're in a classroom setting, you can just rinse this off in bleach water, and it will not fade the coloring. We also
Oh, wow.
know that you can put them in the dishwasher.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we haven't done a like, and this is any of our puzzles, by the way. Any
Mm.
puzzle that you own by the Puzzle Co. that is PVC, because again, we make wood, also cut by water, and magnets. Magnetic puzzle, also cut by water. But see now, she'll be right. It's not even wet on the sides. Um, let's see if I can find another fun puzzle piece in
So
here.
even the heat from the dishwasher won't ruin the image?
This is
That's
I like this
amazing.
fitting a whole lot. This is a real
Oh,
fun
that's a fun
fitting.
one. Yeah.
We have one that's like Mickey Mouse ear kind of vibe. This one, yeah, this one's super funky.
Uh-huh.
So fittings matter. And we
Yeah.
may look, we could field test this and they could come back and say, all right, maybe this is snappable off, but it's pretty cool, pretty good. So yeah, that was the other thing. So each of the benefit of working with American Printing House for the Blind, especially when you are not visually impaired yourself and don't have a visually impaired designer or people on your team,
Mhm.
is you make a lot of assumptions. We do our best to learn, but as sighted people, I mean, I would say we fail 25% of the time just because uh, we don't think the same. Look, this is a cool one. I like this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. So these are field tested by like more than 1,000 students, teachers, etc.
Wow.
And that's great. So these games are actually, some of them meet, the puzzles meet federal quota eligibility, which is still going strong so far in our country. But we want to keep advocating for those library sciences and everything else to allow these puzzles to be available for people, because there are people in the United States whose job it is just to buy puzzles and
Yeah.
awesome games for classrooms. So as puzzle people, we know the importance of this activity and how you can learn and also just have an enjoyable experience through the act of puzzling. And so they have buckets of money, federal money, that they can use to buy these for their schools and classrooms. Also,
Amazing.
like lending libraries, like completing the
Yeah.
puzzle, they have these in each state. So, hey, if you're a teacher out there and you didn't know about this, you can also go to your state, your school, and they have a state representative that you can request puzzles, and our puzzles too, for your classrooms every year. And you can use them for like 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, or a whole year. It's very cool. So it's a little bit outside of our traditional puzzle, on your wall puzzle,
Yeah.
but is really important and interesting, and has been a joy to learn how to design and keep tweaking. They come with a guide puzzle. So the puzzles we make with APH, pretty obvious. They're learning tools. They come with instructions and all of that.
Mhm.
But our puzzles that are art puzzles, like, you would have just any other puzzle in your collection that just happens to be tactile. If you have the choice of getting a two-piece guide puzzle,
Mhm.
it's that you fit together first, and then you use that as it's like your box top.
Right.
So you use it to sort. And the coolest thing is to watch people do it, because Watching people puzzle in a speed, I think watching people puzzle in general is fascinating because it's like watching someone's brain work in real time.
Yeah.
It's like watching a computer. It's amazing. The same joy I get when I watch people paint
Mm.
live or
Hmm.
something. It's just like amazing to me. But this, when you take away your sight as a sighted person and you watch someone try to do it, you can see every little decision that's being made, and it's pretty cool. So it's been a really interesting journey to just like try to design for all these different people and entities. But the tactile puzzles are really great, and we have seen a shift in our business. Um, Also, we were included in the 10 most unique puzzle video that's gone around, which I'm also very grateful for, because moments like this, that your opportunities that you're giving me and opportunities other companies have given me to talk about our tactile puzzles have resulted in a really big uptick in sales. And that's not about us making money, because they're really, frankly, not that much. We don't really make money off that, but it's about access.
Yeah.
Access in our community. Word of mouth is powerful. And I know the community that we're in cares so much about inclusion. And so it feels really nice that people are like giving us space to champion this like slightly non-traditional bit of our practice. And it really is cool. One of the hardest things we did was we created a memory matching game, similar to kind of what I talked about earlier with these two pieces that fit together. You can go on our website. We invented these memory matching games, two pieces, very simple puzzle pieces fit together. Let's call it one side is a banana, the other side's a banana. So matching bananas.
Hmm.
Okay, how do you take and make a banana graphic that's looks like a banana, because we're puzzles for everybody, so visual experience is important. Feels kind of like a banana because you want a tactile experience, and that translates as a flat banana to a
Hmm.
person who has never seen a banana. You know, you can feel the shape, so that's really important. So we did a whole matching game of fruits and vegetables that we actually took and created tactile graphics of these fruits and vegetables. This reminds me, something really beautiful that we invented with APH this year is called the My Sight puzzle. This is one where I gotta find a good picture, but I'm going to do a social media post about it soon because it's officially like out in the world. It is a puzzle in the shape of an eye,
Hmm.
and each of the parts of the eye are a puzzle piece. So it's like these long, beautiful, sweeping puzzle pieces that come through, and then each of them has a different texture to indicate the part of the eye. So there's a key, like you would, any other map or whatever. So it would say like cornea, and then like squiggly lines next to it,
Hmm.
retina, dots. And so we assigned a sort of tactile pattern to the section of the puzzle piece in order to help with sorting, and the educational part of learning about the eye. And so by puzzle, like through a puzzle, these kids and adults can also explain to other people about their visual impairments. They can use it as a source of power. Um, as I said, a lot of times these puzzles are, because they're, you complete them on your own. Sometimes there's a self accomplishment, and empowerment that comes with it. That product is particularly cool because it's made in a PVC version for a tabletop. Then we made an acrylic version, which is the first time we've made like a clear acrylic puzzle, and it goes on a light box.
Cool.
Very cool. So that is an example of a puzzle that's really geared towards everybody, but specifically for people who have low vision, where they
Hmm.
can still see. And I would say the majority of the people who buy our tactile puzzles for everybody without the braille are low vision puzzlers,
Hmm.
or puzzlers who have started to lose their sight due to age.
Mm.
This is a big deal right now because we're all living longer. We are trying to be healthier longer. We have more devices to assist us with living and keeping our vision. But at some point, all of us puzzle people, it's going to get a little harder. And so we want the joy of puzzling to extend to all ages. And so we find that most of our tactile puzzlers are bought for people's grandparents
Mm.
and whatnot, which is really cool. So low vision, designing for people who are low vision and not just blind, is actually a reasonable sweet spot for where we're at in puzzles. Like we
Gotcha.
can't be 3D, you know, we're not going to be 3D objects, but we can be 2D objects and we can do them as best as possible. The black I mentioned earlier, but this black PVC, the red, the yellow, and the white are the ADA colors assigned to maximize, the usage by low vision persons. Trying to translate art into a tactile experience. I mean, even a landscape, which we're gonna get into maybe more landscape type things because we can
Mm.
assign tactile to grass and homes. And um, so now we only have like 4 or 5 designs that are tactile, but that's my whole goal this next year is to expand those. So please send me ideas. Actually, the best way for me to know how to design is if people just tell me what they want. So if you have full shout out, if y'all have people in your lives that are visually impaired, grandparents, if there's like a favorite puzzle that your grandparent always puzzles and they just can't do it anymore because they can't see, let me know and I'll just remake it if I
I
can,
love
or a
that
version of
idea.
it. We're a small company, so I need people to come to me and tell me designs and art, what brings them joy. I make a lot of assumptions because I'm a contemporary art person that I've gone really heavy on some of the real artworks, pulling things from the Smithsonian, and sometimes that works, but really people want flowers and sometimes pretty things and patterns. We have all of those available.
Yeah,
One of the little ones.
I've
This
got
is
one. It's like the quilt
Oh yeah, I
pattern.
love that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, I'll do flowers, but I have to do a fun pattern. But this is, a little puzzle pickup for y'all. Showing off, it's. Wait, did you do the pizza pie
I
throw?
don't think so. I did the
So
paddle boarding.
you didn't pat? Yeah, I was about to say I
Oh
highly
wait, no,
recommend.
no, no. At Nationals. Yes, yes, I did do like a pizza
Yeah,
toss.
with the wood puzzle. So we
Yeah.
prototyped a wood puzzle. We've gotten better at it since then, and actually now we have this like really cool spoke design on it. That's our most whimsy of whimsies. That one's doing well. We also had to learn a little bit about the cutting on the wood because it was pretty tight, and we're sort of figuring that out. But yes, so pizza pie toss. The first human probably ever to paddleboard and puzzle at the same time. Awesome,
Possibly.
awesome, awesome. I mean, who really and truly, like, who else has gone? I've never seen that on the internet. Something. So yeah, they're great because they're waterproof. This is our little mini puzzle we call. It's starting to come apart a little bit since I'm shaking it around, but
Yeah. Well,
it's.
speaking of, pizza toss, paddleboarding, what are some of the things that you've seen people do with your puzzles because they can, because they're
Oh yeah,
waterproof and, whatnot?
great question. Well, the leader in this, I would have the early adopter in this, I would say, is Kelly, Minty Fizz Kelly. Because she's a puzzle person and she also has kids, has really led the way in experimentation with our puzzles. Her son, Fox, he's amazing, is our little baby ambassador from the beginning. They were the first people to puzzle in the bathtub.
Amazing.
You can puzzle in the bathtub. They actually do stick to the walls of the tub.
Oh,
So we do make kid puzzles. So we have this color wheel, that's one of our original, simple color wheel. And that family has done that puzzle hundreds of times. It sticks to the wall. It's very cool, like, pie shaped or whatever. They also were, I think, the first people to paint on the back side of the puzzle. You can use
Hmm.
watercolors, and it does stain a little tiny bit of the edge of the PVC is a little porous, but this is kind of coming apart now that I'm just shaking her about.
Yep.
Up, man down. Um, but it's an opportunity for me to show you the tiniest but thick
Yeah.
piece. It's, I've been told, and you can back me up, but it's a little bit like a wood puzzle and a cardboard puzzle had a baby. It has the like click, the satisfying click,
Yeah.
the thickness, you know, so I think that's been fun. The other thing that's great, because they're white PVC on the back, is that people use permanent markers and draw on the back and make their
Oh,
own
yeah.
second puzzle, which I
Oh,
would really
love that.
recommend doing. The other thing, because you could take, you know, a little flower puzzle, turn it around, make your own flower on the back. Right. The cutest thing that people do, which I really like, is they get the puzzle, they assemble it, and then they write a note to the person that they want to gift it to on the back, or make a little picture.
Oh,
And it's like a
yeah.
complete surprise when you assemble the puzzle, and then on the back there's like a nice note to somebody. So that's pretty fun. We go a little bit beyond just like the sign the puzzle piece to make your own art. It literally could be a two-sided puzzle. It's the same quality of PVC that's on the front printing.
Fun.
So we do make puzzle coasters, which, you know, because we like to mess with people, there's 4 coasters. I think there's 16 pieces each. And we put all the pieces in the same bag. So
Mhm.
it is a social activity. So you pick your art. They each have unique artwork. So 4 unique artworks, 4 puzzle coasters. So you pick out your little artwork, and then you have to sort as a group and find your
Yeah.
pieces and swap or do whatever you want. And then you get your little coaster, and it's a great for parties, like a party favor, party activity, bachelorette, whatever. Because we're also a small company, we print everything pretty much on demand. We
Hmm.
don't really hold stock. And so if you want to send us a picture, and you want to make a puzzle like this because you're having a bachelorette, and you want also all your friends' pictures on puzzles, and you want to sit by the side of the pool and puzzle and drink, and that's cool. Actually, one of our puzzles now lives in Fiji.
Oh.
Very jealous of her. I may have to go visit this puzzle in Fiji because someone took a lot of puzzles on their vacation, floated them in the water, and then left it with the hotel so that other people could enjoy it, which is so cool. I love it. So I've never been more jealous of a puzzle. Got to be in Fiji. We also I would also encourage people to consider also just putting a little bit of painter's tape on the back of their puzzle, and then it becomes a coaster for the side of your table. So I often have a puzzle that's and I put my water on it.
Mhm.
Um, that's really fun. So they're good. I think you can get pretty creative. Oh yeah, one time someone made a snowman on top of a puzzle, little tiny
Amazing.
snow person. We did a contest. They've been buried in snow and revealed. That happened a couple years ago. Puzzling pediatrician, I believe, was the initial one to do it, and then this past year, oh no, I'm forgetting who it was who did the snow. Um, we've been in all bodies of water. Someone took a puzzle to internationals, the international in Spain 3 years ago, I want to say. So it swam in the Mediterranean.
Wow.
Jealous. So jealous. So yeah, it's fun to take the puzzles, even the puzzles that are like bigger. This is one I did. It's got a whole bunch of different unicorn.
I love that puzzle.
This one's really fun. This was like a 1 a.m. I feel like making puzzles
Yeah.
on Canva and stuff. So I did this, but it is nice because they will hold up a puzzle pickup pretty easily. But if you add
Yeah.
some painter's tape on the back, You can also get contact strips, the real,
Yeah.
stick, and you just boop, and then stick it on your wall. There is
Hmm.
no need. I mean, you have something going. Is that how you hung yours in the back right there?
This
Contact
one,
strips.
no, it's on like a screw and a thing. It's
Oh,
heavy. It's on a wood panel, so
oh,
it's heavy. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so these are really light, which is nice, and they're very durable. So if you just want to throw some up on your wall, cool. We've had people buy them before because some of them are a little bit like placemat size.
I was thinking that. I was gonna say like that would be fun to put out people's placemats and they have to assemble it to have their placemat at like a family
Yes,
dinner or something. Yeah.
yes. So we have a lot of that type of stuff that's and options to do. We've had somebody go to a river, a little creek, a puzzle in a creek.
Fun.
Yeah, where are you going to puzzle next with our puzzles? You've already done,
A
paddleboard.
lake. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still trying to decide. You shared some interesting things today that I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was a possibility. Like I'm stuck on the, oh, you can like stick it to the wall of a bathtub. I'm thinking, what other wall could I stick this onto?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hot tubs. Okay, a little hot tub night out. Um, let's see. We have done rain. We have video of
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
puzzle full on in a rainstorm, just puzzling in
Hmm.
a rainstorm. So we're great for picnics. If a picnic happens to be a little rainy. Um, the kids puzzles are really great too. We have a lot of them that are both fun to just assemble, but then also they are, there's some learning. Like we do have a lot of things in English and Spanish actually.
Hmm.
So I'm not sure how many puzzles are out there that have Spanish translation, but a lot of ours are like, you puzzle numbers and letters, and it also has the Spanish translation. We're in Texas, so that's important for our community here. But puzzling is a great way to just like learn, actually learn
Yeah,
things. So you
absolutely.
too can like, hey, are you interested in learning Braille? Cool. This is a great way to do it.
Yeah.
Just learn how to puzzle is or if you are trying to practice your math skills like me, I don't really fully get the fives and nine concepts. I actually do our puzzles and learn as I go. So it's a really really good challenge to be able to try to design things for all these different environments and people. And so yeah, the big B body, the everywhere,
Yep.
that's I think what really makes us unique.
Just to kind of wrap up, was there anything that we haven't talked about that you wanted to share with folks, or just any kind of message to the puzzling community?
We're grateful. We couldn't do what we do without everyone. And I want to do a major, serious shout out to every single person who's created content with our puzzles, including yourself. Because small businesses, like, this is how we exist. Like, I have never paid for I paid for ads like twice, maybe.
Mhm.
Um, we don't have the budget. We simply do not have the budget to pay people to do the things. So the only way that we have grown is by people showing up for us. And it takes time and energy and creativity to think of how to how to make these puzzle videos. And I just acknowledge it, and I'm grateful because we couldn't get here without people getting really curious, wanting to play, and being generous enough with their time to invite us to join. And even though our puzzles are not all available at completing the puzzle because we are a little bit of a different kind of puzzle and very expensive, but we've tried. Um, but yeah, we're just grateful and thank you. I look forward to hanging with people in Atlanta. Come by. We're gonna have little mini puzzles that are round and made out of flooring material. Our originals thing, and they're like this. They're hard. They're deceptively
Mhm.
hard to do.
Very cool.
So
Well,
thank
thank
you. Happy
you.
puzzling.
Yeah, you too. And I'll see you at Nationals.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye.